Yo, what is going on, guys? Dan from DNR Sports back again with another video. Today, we're just going to be doing a simple one. We're going to be doing just some simple news and notes. So we have some pretty big changes in the NFL world. The main one being Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, I know I'm like a couple days late, but back in the Packers. I'm a Packers fan. This whole time, I have best ball proof. Best ball proof. I've been drafting Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams very, very early the whole time. I kind of knew he'd be back the whole time. It just made no sense for him to go to Denver, and I knew the issues he had with the team. I watched the press conference, and it wasn't anything that I wasn't expecting. He was basically saying that the veterans were being let go unceremoniously, or just not given good contracts, or lowballed, or whatever. Pretty much, he just didn't like the way that all his friends were treated, which makes sense. And he's currently being treated as such. Like, he got his replacement drafted, and he just had an MVP year, and they're not even talking to him about an extension. They're not even giving him that opportunity. Um, so that's why he was potentially holding out. He's back now. The whole team's happy. Everyone loves it. I heard he's slinging darts at practice. Apparently, he went 3 for 3 of the red zone in some red zone drills. Apparently, they were all like pretty little darts, and then Jordan Love was throwing a pick across the middle. So it's pretty good having Aaron back. As for impact on the offense, we get Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb is just going to be, the veteran in the locker room that's helping all the young guys. It was a move to make Aaron Rodgers happy. Aaron Rodgers is not going to dictate his play time. Let's go actually look at the Packers. The Packers snapshot last year. So who does this affect? Honestly, I think it mainly affects Lazard, but like not terribly. So the way things are going with the Packers is Devontae is like obviously always going to be on the field, but he does take quite a bit of slot snaps. Marquez really doesn't take any slot snaps because like he can't catch shit across the middle. He is literally a sprinter. That's all he's good for. So I don't think this affects him necessarily. Randall Cobb, as we all know, is just a slot guy. So I think the only guy it will affect, because when he's in, Devontae just moves outside, so that's fine. But when he's in, I think Lazard is going to be the one getting benched. I've heard around the community some rumors that is true. I like Lazard a lot. I can't see Cobb being more than like a 45 to 55% snap share player, and that's pushing it, man. I don't know why you wouldn't use Lazard and Scaling. Well, Scaling's going to be there, but Lazard, when he's just clearly a better player, especially at this point in their career, why not keep grooming Lazard to just be hopefully Adam's replacement once Adam gets too old. I don't think it'll happen because Lazard's not that good, but why throw in a veteran who's just never, like, even in the Packers, I'm sorry, but he was never good in the Packers. I've never been a fan of Randall Cobb. I think he's just very overrated. It's good for the locker room presence. I'm glad he can help Devontae teach the young guys because Devontae's kind of stranded on an island out there. But beyond that, what's his name? David Bakhtiari is looking really good. He's not practicing yet, I don't think. I don't believe so, but his knee injury is looking a lot better, they were saying. He's looking really healthy. For some other news, we got Michael Thomas. That's a big shot. I am so pissed about Michael Thomas getting surgery in June. Why did they not tell us he got surgery in June? Why was it like July 20th we found out? Because I just got fucked in so many best ball drafts. He was my number 2 overall receiver, Michael Thomas. So this is terrible. He's going to be out minimum 4 weeks, but it's looking like it's supposed to be 7 to 8 as the new minimum. Like, it's looking worse and worse, and then potentially up until like week 13. And you know how these ankle injuries are with receivers. He had it last year, injured at week 1, came back like week 9. But remember, it was like he was like, oh, I'll come back week 7. Oh, I'll come back week 8. Oh, I'll come back week 9. I think he came like week 9 or 10 or whatever. Like, he kept like, oh, he's questionable, and he didn't play. Questionable, didn't play. And then he just injures it at the end of the season again, and somehow didn't get the surgery. I'm so confused on that. I don't know if he just didn't want to play this year or what it is, but like, he should have got that surgery way before. How does this affect the Saints? It affects them tremendously because I actually think, this is kind of weird, but I actually think that Taysom Hill will now be the starter, or at least get a lot more playing time, because Jameis just has nothing to throw to. Like, Jameis has Traquan, Alvin Kamara, Deontay Harris, Marcus Callaway, and I think some rookie. Adam Troutman, of course, as well, but it's just a terrible lineup of receivers. When your running back is by far the best receiver, you got an issue on your team. So I think they're going to be doing a lot more trick plays with Kamara and Taysom Hill just to make the offense seem more dynamic. Because how are you going to let Taysom or Jameis? Oh my God, Jameis try to throw the ball to like Traquan Smith, who's never been a number one in his career. So for the Saints, I think that's a big hit. I think their defense is still really good, and I think that their offensive line is so good that they can maybe run the ball down everyone's throat and squeak out some games, like some close victory games. But they need Michael Thomas to open up that passing game because right now, this isn't it. This is not it. Saints are looking bad on offense because of this. In other news, we're just going to scroll through some of this. So Saquon Barkley on the pup, like as we thought he would be. It's not a bad thing because like I think he's healthier than they're letting on. I saw him doing the sand stuff and all the drills and whatnot. He actually looked really good. It didn't look like it was hurting him. Obviously, in game is very different than just doing sand drills. But it's Saquon Barkley, and I don't know if this is just a stupid ass bias, but like it's Saquon freaking Barkley, Like I think he'll be all right. I think he's not gonna have like an AP 2,000 yard season, but I think he's gonna be Saquon Barkley again. He's just very strong, and I just think that I think Saquon cares enough to actually work out perfectly. You know what I mean? Like do all the rehab that he had to do everything. There's just players that just don't do it, that just are lazy as hell, like Zeke every other year until this year. Until this year, Zeke's looking thin in training camp. Zeke is looking thin. I really like Zeke this year, guys. Like he's got to be top five for me. Um, in other news, Nick Chubb just signed for $36.6 million extension, $20 million guarantee. That means he's going to be playing until he's 28 for the Browns, unless they sign him for even longer. Which is about right. I wouldn't sign him for any longer than that, just because of the type of running back he is. He's a bruiser. He's taking the hits. He relies a lot on his sheer athleticism. His vision's obviously great, but it's a lot about just his movement and quick cuts, which are obviously going to deteriorate the closer he gets to 30. So I actually like this signing a lot. It's not like the Zeke over the top 6 year or like a Joe Mixon deal. It's like a nice nice little addition. I was looking through these before. Noah Fant's becoming kind of a wide receiver in Denver, which is kind of nice to see. Got Brett Hundley being signed to the Colts. So Carson Wentz has a foot injury. We're not sure what is happening, if he's getting surgery or whatnot. But this signing does not make it look good for the for the Colts. It doesn't seem good, to be honest. Beyond that, there's the Amari Cooper foot injury. I think I still in my head. I think this makes them equal, CD and Amari now. Amari's gonna have some trouble with that during the year. I would presume. I think there's gonna be some weeks he comes in on Saturdays looking questionable, and then he plays through it. But I just think his role in this offense is a lot better than CD's. I know CD's playing on the outside more this year. He's not going to be only a slot guy, which is going to make him like an 85 to 90% player. But I just think that Amari is a different type of route runner. I think he's just the alpha, even though CD is a great receiver. I don't think he's the alpha yet. Other than that, just quick scroll down, make sure we're not missing anything too important. I think that's about it. Yeah, so this is not good. Lions coach Dan Campbell referred to DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams as a 1-2 punch. Oh God. A guy a guy gets a hot hand, he's rolling. If Jamal's in there, we're rolling. Jamal is going to be rolling. Oh man, it doesn't help that Anthony Lynn is totally on board too. I mean, honestly, for football purposes, honestly, riding the high hand is the way to go. Like, if you're just trying to win games, I get it. Like, I totally get it. But for fantasy purposes, everyone with DeAndre Swift right now, which I'm not one of them, I do not draft any DeAndre Swift for this reason, is just clenching their freaking teeth right now. Like, obviously, he's better than Jamal Williams, but I do agree that it should be hot hand approach. Because like Jamal Williams is not that bad. He's shown in Green Bay that he has some skill. So and hey, if he's not doing hot, then DeAndre goes in. So it's equal, it's fair. But man, that ADP for DeAndre Swift, I have 0 DeAndre Swift, 0 J.K. Dobbins. I think I have like 1 David Montgomery. That tier is so bad. I'm no Clyde, no Gibson. In my opinion, that tier is just so bad. So bad. They all have competition. None of them are like the absolute starter. Even Gibson, who everybody thinks has like 300-point upside. Like, no, he doesn't even catch any passes. J.D. McKissic did not leave. Like, I know Gibson caught a lot of passes in college. I know he's very good as a receiver. But when J.D. McKissic was getting 16 receptions in a game last year. Like, I don't think they're going to just all of a sudden give it to Antonio Gibson like 5 times through the air a game. He's going to get like maximum 4 targets a game through the air. That's maximum. J.K. Dobbins contested backfield. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, obviously just the situation. He's not going to get enough carries. He's not going to get enough touches overall targets. Like, he's just going to rely on touchdowns like that Patrick Mahomes doesn't decide to take from him. I think the way to play fantasy this year is you draft. Honestly, the way to play fantasy is if you don't get the 101, you're kind of fucked because it's just such a nice edge having the 101. Take one of the top running backs, the absolute top running backs. So that's Zeke, Kamara, CMC, Cook, Derek, and Saquon, and Eckler if you're in full PPR. Other than that, once it gets to like Chubb, and Aaron Jones. Once it gets to like Chubb, Mixon, Gibson, what used to be Akers, Dobbins, all them. Once you get into that range, it's just not worth it. Grab a great receiver like Ridley in there, Justin Jefferson in there. If I was grabbing all the Devontae in there, because I had full faith Aaron was coming back, and he did. I got Devontae with the 18th overall pick in like 3 different drafts. That's absurd. I'm about to get the wide receiver 1 for it. The 18th pick. Like, people are really taking Antonio Gibson over Devontae Adams. Like, this just doesn't even make sense. But anyways, so my focus is pick one of those running backs. Maybe grab Carson or Miles Sanders in that like 5th, 4th round. If they're dropping far enough, grab one of them. Because I think that honest to God, their situations are like better than J.K. Dobbins or DeAndre Swift or Clyde. I like them both straight up better than any of them. I don't see how they're going like 2 rounds below them, right? And after that, I go with like some type of combination between like Raheem Mostert way back at pick like 90 if I can get him. Like Trey Sermon is pick 73 around usually. I maybe go with him sometimes. Let me actually bring up ADP right now. Let's go on DraftKings. Underdog. Who cares? We'll do whatever. Okay, are we serious right now? We won't be looking it up. I'm not signing in right now. But then I go for some type of Raheem, Trey Sermon, James Conner falling late, David Johnson falling really, really late, Melvin Gordon, Lenny Fournette. I don't have any Rojo. I know there's some other running back in there. I avoid the Gaskin and Edmonds tier. Kenny Drake occasionally when he falls really far. But I just see it as a really high receiver year. I get my stud running back round 1. Maybe even a Kittle in round 3 if I can get him because he falls pretty far. And then I just draft receivers. I'm loving all the top receivers. Like, all of them are better than the running backs, to be honest. Besides those first 6 running backs, like, everyone else should not be picked above those sick-ass receivers. I know running backs are commodity. They're scarce. I'm sorry, but that's just not how you're winning best ball this year. You need receivers. And I just went on a huge tangent. I don't even know how I got there. I guess DeAndre Swift, this news got me there. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode of News and Notes. I'm going to start making this a reoccurring theme, maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Actually, when the season comes around, it's going to be once a week or maybe even multiple times a week. But yeah, let me know if you guys liked it. Let me know thoughts in the comments. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a follow. Why did I just say follow? It's a subscription. What am I doing? I haven't done this in 2 weeks, boys. I take a little break. Drop that sub and turn the post notice on. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right.